It was always the Jags. It was always the Jags. It was always the Jags. Always the Jags.
Welcome into Always the Jags, your number one podcast for all things Jacksonville, all things Jaguars, all things Duval. First of all, I think we got to address, what is everybody complaining about when it comes to Lynn Jones and her exchange with Liam Coen? I just don't get it. Like, there's so much horrific, terrible things going on in the world right now. There are so many reasons to be sad and be angry and be yelling at somebody and asking them the tough questions to get the answer and get the scoop. I'm perfectly okay with her just being like, hey, this was great what you did. What you did was fantastic. You should hold your head up. Because I think that's the message that he needs to hear, because he has to keep us from the thing the Jaguars haven't had since the 90s is sustained success. We've always had these flash in the pan seasons, 17, 22, now 25. And now the flash in the pan seasons are getting closer together, right? But sustained success. We need to string 3 or 4 winning seasons in a row and get to the Super Bowl during this time. And we all were thinking Super Bowl this year, and that's probably why this hurts so badly, but that's the challenge for Liam Coen to overcome. So for Lynn Jones to talk to him and be like, hey, you hold your head up. What you do is keep doing what you're doing. Give him that encouragement. Yeah, I'm okay with that, especially as a fan. And the thing is like, the thing that's annoying me the most is the way all the media professionals that are clowning her for what she did, the media professionals don't realize, like, you work and you represent us, the fans. The purpose of the media is to connect the fans to the team. You get paid because we watch your articles and we watch your videos, and then ads get played, and that's how you get money. So the whole point is for the fans to be connected to the team and the players and the coaches. That's what's happening. They're asking the questions that we can't ask. It's like the press secretary for the White House. She answers questions for the media. She's the liaison between Trump and the media. Or whoever the president is currently Trump, but whoever the president is in the media. The media, sports media, is the liaison between the fans and the team. And there's no Jaguars fan who disagrees with what Lynn Jones told Liam Coen. Every Jaguars fan wanted him to know that. They all wanted him to know, hey, we as a city are all behind you. We're not gonna, we weren't sure about you for a second. To Duval, like we weren't sure about you for a second, but as a city, as Jacksonville, we are behind you. This was incredible. You gave us something beautiful this year. And when you're a Jaguars fan, I mean, you take what you can, not take what you can get, but like you take a season like this. Like, I was in the stadium. He gave me great memories in this stadium. I got to see Trevor go for 6 touchdowns. I got to see Trevor go for 4,000 yards. Great memories, great atmospheres, and just great moments in the stadium. It was a fantastic season, and he needs to know that. And he also needs to know that he can do better, and his team can do better. And the expectations, and what he needs to know is, like, there's expectations to meet. There were no expectations this year, and he exceeded them all. By doing that, now you have expectations, and now you've got to meet them. And the question is, how are you going to do that? As a coach, Trevor Lawrence, as a quarterback, how are you going to do that? Because last time we had expectations, we didn't meet them. In 22, we now created expectations. We didn't meet them the next year. Now the question is, how are we going to overcome that and do that instead this year coming up? And that's the question that, again, Liam Coen is going to have to figure out. And that's the job of the coach. And next year we'll have to see. Our schedule doesn't look too daunting. They say it's this easiest strength of schedule, 11th easiest strength of schedule, but there's a couple of games in there with teams that aren't as bad as they look, right? Like we've got the Bengals on there, and again, they were missing Joe Burrow for a long period of time, so that's affecting the strength of schedule because they weren't very good. They didn't win a lot of games this year, but that's still not a team that you can be like, okay, that's not like the Cardinals, that's not like the Titans or like the piece of cake schedule that the Patriots had. And same thing, and we also go against the Ravens. Ravens, not and missing Lamar Jackson for a good chunk of the season, not exactly a gimme game. So, a lot of things to consider in our schedule next season. A little bit later, I'll go through it and see what we, can look at. And I'll probably start doing some offensive offseason takes next week as we continue going on through the season. But yeah, I just think it's ridiculous for even if you thought it was unprofessional or it shouldn't have happened. Again, if you remember the fact that the fans are the reason why reporters have a job. The fans are the reason why the football team exists. Because where do they get all their money from? Us, from buying tickets and t-shirts. If you remember that, then you know that like even some of the reporters are like, yeah, you could have done that backstage. You could have done that afterwards. No, no, because we wouldn't have seen it. As the fans, we wouldn't have seen it. And that's the whole point. She did it so that way she understood. Hey, the fans are going to watch this. I do this job for the fans so I can connect the fans to the team. I'm going to give Liam Coen a message that I know they're all saying. So, no, I don't agree that she should have just done that behind closed doors or somewhere that's not. And no, I don't think that there was a more important question that needed to be asked. There was no more important question. They had plenty of time. Liam Coen answers every question that he's up there, even the tough ones. And obviously, it's easier to answer questions when everything's going well. And for the last 6 weeks, the questions haven't been that tough because everything was going well. But no, Liam Coen answers every single question. There's plenty of time. And yes, I wanted Lynn Jones to do that. I had no idea she was going to do that, obviously, because I don't know her personally. But I think every Jaguars fans wanted her to do that. And yeah, for every media take that's besides, you know, this was a kind thing that she did, even if you think it's unprofessional and you think she should have done it behind closed doors, I would say that she knows how to do her job better than you do because she understands that her job is to connect the fans to the team. And what she just said to Liam Coen was the most connected our team has felt to our fans have felt to the team than any reporter has asked all year. And again, that is the purpose of the reporters, connect the fans to the team, and that's exactly what Lynn Jones did. So she did her job. It was professional. I'm going on a high horse about it. So anyway, moving on. Yeah, we got a lot to look at for the Jaguars off season. I'll probably do another episode about that. Where I think we're really gonna reinforce the trenches. Definitely think having Travis Hunter back is gonna make a difference. I don't think Brandon Cooks goes off like he did. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in another episode. I don't like to get into mock drafts too early. I like to wait till after free agency. But honestly, with free agency coming, our ETN and Devin Lloyd are our two big ones. Those are the only two guys that I'd say I think James Gladstone's going to put a lot of work into bringing back. Because it's funny, like had we won the Super Bowl this year, I would have been okay with letting ETN and Devin Lloyd walk because we would have got some great comp picks and we would have already achieved the mountain. And it would have been okay, let's rebuild a little bit, restock a little bit. That's what great teams do. When they do it all, then they get some comp picks back for them. That would happen in this case. So I like the idea of giving ETN a 2 or 3 year deal. Of course, if ETN hits the open market, he's a running back. He's got to get as much money as he possibly can. I like the idea of giving ETN a 2 or 3 year deal, maybe at 13 million, 39 million. I like that. And I like the idea of franchise tagging Devin Lloyd. See if you can do it again because that was kind of a flash out of nowhere, and we want to see a little more consistency. So let me know your thoughts about the Jaguars' loss to the Bills. Obviously, in my last video, I have a lot of comments from Bills fans because I said the Jaguars can't handle the Bills. If you're waiting for a detraction or if you're waiting for me to respond, it's not going to happen. I'm not stupid. I'm not going to respond to you. I'll just leave your comments there so it'll help to boost the algorithm and get my video shown to more people and grow my channel. But no, I'm not going to respond to you. No, I'm not going to retract what I said. This game easily could have gone in the Jaguars' favor. Couple of things didn't happen. Again, here's the difference. Trevor Lawrence played great. Josh Allen played flawless. You guys have a flawless quarterback. Congratulations. But no, I'm not going to print a retraction. So, yeah. All that being said, don't ever forget, it was always the Jags.